Hello, I'm making this video at the request of Simon Lewis. I have noticed that there are a lot of versions of the Congolese rhythm Zebola on the web, particularly on YouTube, and most of them that are labeled Zebola are not actually Zebola. Zebola is a Congolese rhythm of the Mongo people. It's a healing rhythm, a very beautiful rhythm, but most of what I see when I go to YouTube and look for it are adaptations, European adaptations that bear no resemblance to it whatsoever, or West African adaptations that are similar rhythms but a little different and done on different instruments. So what I'm going to show is the three parts of Zebola that I learned from Batanto Jinkava in 1980, and are the same three parts that are played by Biza Sampa, Masengo Sudarus, and Plin Muncio, as well as a few other drummers that I've drummed with from Congo. These are not necessarily the same instruments that are used by the Mongo people when they do this as a healing ceremony. They're the instruments that were brought to the United States by musicians from Congo and are played here. And I'm talking about the ngoma as the main instrument that's played in the United States. So I'll get started. The first part is the bass part, also called autonome, and it goes like this. That's maybe a little bit slower than it's usually played, but Zebola traditionally is not a fast rhythm, although drummers may play it fast sometimes just for effect. So the usual tempo would be something like. So that's the first part, autonome. The second part, luchingi, often played by the lead drummer, if there are only three drummers or two drummers, goes like this. Or another variation is the second version was the one I learned first. I think maybe over the years it got changed, or maybe different drummers play it a little bit differently. And so the downbeat is, if I can move my foot for the downbeat. Like that. And then the third part, I don't know if it has a special name or not. The third part goes like this. As far as its relation to the downbeat goes, it's a So now I'll start to put the parts together with a speaker. So I'm going to play the recording of the bass part and then put in the second part right now. I don't know how good the recording is, but I think you'll be able to hear how the parts fit together. that's how the second part fits in. I'm not playing the drum very loudly. Typically in a performance you would hit the drum very hard, but I'm not doing that here just because of the acoustics of this room. And then the third part goes like this. Again, I'm going to start the bass on the speaker. Well, those are the three parts to Zebola. Let me say a couple of other things. First of all, due to the acoustics in the room, I was not hitting the drums very hard. Typically, this kind of drumming would be done with a very high intensity, and you would feel the vibrations as well as hearing them. Also, let me say that ngomas are not very common drums to come across. I think it changes the feeling of this rhythm a lot to play it on djembe and dunduns, but if you play it on conga drums, it keeps the original feeling and intent intact pretty well. In fact, when I first started playing with Biza and Tantus back in the early 1980s, there were not very many ngomas in this country, and mostly we did play conga drums. And finally, let me say to my friends from Congo, I don't know how you feel about my putting these rhythms on YouTube, and if anybody has objections to it, please let me know and I'd be happy to take this video down. Thanks.